It's been over a year since we last spoke with Chimps Hate Laughter, and in that year, you guys have grown. Well, you've added one member. Still, that's kind of a growth thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think last time we talked, you were hoping to do that.
Yeah.
Definitely needed some beats on our songs, yeah.
So you've added a drummer, and now Chimps Hate Laughter is ready to take over the world.
Oh, yeah, we've always been ready. We just hadn't been prepared.
That may be a little strong language. I don't know that take over the world is the right thing to say, but you guys are definitely heading towards getting your sound where you wanted it.
Yeah.
You originally had spent a lot of time working on trying to get some idea of the direction of the band, the sound of the band. You just needed some more members, I think. That was the tone of our conversation last time. And tonight we're going to talk about that, how it's advanced since you've added, what's her name?
Ashley Dillon.
She is their new drummer, and you gentlemen are?
Steven.
I'm Gregory.
And you comprise Chimps Hate Laughter, which is now a three-piece.
Yes, sir.
The rate we're going, you're going to be an orchestra. You realize
It's
this.
gonna go crazy,
it's
man.
headed towards that. Well, you originally had just a couple of songs. Since then, you've also grown. You have quite a few songs in your
We
repertoire.
got about 100 songs probably. We write like crazy, and it's fun. We have fun with it, and it's all just manic-y songs, I reckon, right?
Yeah.
We're going to give a listen to a couple of those songs a little bit later. We're going to talk some more with Chimps Hate Laughter as we continue tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. A little bit on the side of progressive, I would guess, and a little bit just creationism kind of goes into their music. It's Chimps Hate Laughter tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. We're speaking with them. They are one of the bands that went through the process that you can go through, submitting your music to get it heard. Go to our website for all the details at rock937online.com. You'll find Submit Your Music right there on the page. It's not that hard. You guys spend a lot of time online as it is. You spend a lot of time listening to music,
Definitely.
trying to get a feel for where your sound wants to go. I think the last time we spoke with you, you were having the whole vibe of kind of a Velvet Underground feel going on.
Tom Waits.
And that was kind of prevalent in your music at the time.
Yeah.
The stuff that you're working on now, a little bit heavier sound coming in. I'm kind of noticing Gregory's a big fan of Nirvana, a little bit on the heavier side. I'm noticing those elements coming in. Is that due to your collaboration taking that tone, or?
With the drummer, we just get louder.
Okay. So,
and we write everything on the cuff. You know, we write everything, gets written. Basically, what you hear is the way that we wrote it, and however long it took for it to be recorded. Yeah. So if you hear a 4-minute song, it was written probably in 4 minutes with the drummer, and everybody just kicks in, and we write it, and we basically keep it that way. We don't like to think about it too much. And
you keep it simple. It's just, let's make this sound, see how that sound works with this sound, and then how do you figure out the vocals?
It's just melodies.
He's laughing. What is this? You got a pad of paper over there with random words, and you just pick them?
No, it just pops out. It goes from it just pops out of my mouth as it's going on. Pretty simply, the melody is a big thing, you know, and I always work off of the music. Me and Gregory usually write and do something really quick, and whatever his mood is that comes out on his guitar, I just whatever mood I get from that, they just all the words and melodies flow from that.
You do spend a lot of time working on the material itself. I think we said earlier that you've got probably 100 ideas.
Yeah.
That some are completely fleshed out. Some are first drafts that you have worked up. Last time we spoke, it was just the two of you. You've brought in a percussionist now. I believe that was the big word we were looking for last time. Percussionist, drummer.
Yeah.
And Ashley has kind of finished out what you were trying to accomplish?
Ashley does really well with, like what I was saying, you know, we just jump into a song. We just look at each other, and Gregory will start playing something, and she puts in a beat. I start doing the melodies, and she just flows with it just like the two of us do, you know.
Does the song come out the same the next time you play it?
No.
Not every time. Well, for the most part, though, you do perform it, you do practice it, you kind of go back and listen to your tapes and stuff, and you capture those performances as you go. In fact, one of those performances you captured, Stroke My Ego. Is there
how did that come along? I was up real late with my wife, and she said something about, I'll have one in the morning with a coffee and cigarette, and I thought she was saying one, and I started saying one in the morning with a coffee, one in the morning with a cigarette, and I was asking her, you like that? You like that? You know, I was getting on her nerves, you know, like, you like this? Is this good? And she's like, yeah. I was like, you're just, I was like, she's just here to stroke my ego. It was just a goof, you know, we were just having a good time. And
Well, a lot of your songs are that way, though.
Yes,
you
definitely.
You focus on let's just have a good time, and if we get something out of this session, we get it.
Definitely, yeah.
And you got something out of that one. It's Stroke My Ego. It's Chimps Hate Laughter on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. The two-piece that's now a three-piece. It's Chimps Hate Laughter tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. You've got that trio. You like being able to say that, or
Yeah.
looking forward to making it a foursome, or just...
Man, you know, if you get too many people, it kind of takes that kind of fun, that spontaneous action out of it, you know? And then you have four people being like, no, this and this. The way that we got it right now, everybody just is like, you know, we get done and they're like, everybody's laughing. I'm like, yeah, man, that was cool, you know? And nobody's like, well, can we do this with this? And how about extend it right here? You know, it just flows out, and we don't care if it's a minute long or 5 minutes long. And we like to keep as few minds in it as we can.
There are quite a few historic songs that aren't that long that come in under a minute. So
exactly, yeah.
It's not about the length. It's about what you're getting across in the song. And that's something that you shoot for when you're sitting down to, well, I was going to say write, but really you guys just jam this and see where it goes. Let the music take you there. You lead in the vocals, Stephen, and then Gregory, you handle the guitar work. How is it coming up with the guitar elements?
I just play whatever comes to mind, and he fills in everything else.
You come back with the bass as well. So
Yeah.
do you, after you do through a session, do you go back and sit with what you've played and then lay down the bass?
I'll sit down and listen, and then play back through with the bass and figure out what sounds good.
With that in mind, do you listen with a different ear whenever you're listening to the playback? You got to figure out where the bass fits.
I've never played bass before, so just whatever comes
Whatever
out.
sounds good. Okay. Well, whatever works well for that song is what you go with.
Yeah.
So you slap the bass in. See, slap bass. See what I did there? Slap the bass in. You've got the guitar that comes in. Ashley's drumming technique, how does that come into play?
It's just quick like that, man. It's just, like I said, we're basically a live improv band. You know, we're me and him's both big fans of the Dead Kennedys. I don't know if you know who that is, but
I know who the Dead Kennedys
They play, you know, they used to play improv shows, you know, and the lyrics would be improvised during their live shows. And we do that. I mean, Gregory's genius at coming up with. I would be like, play something, and that's where the songs come from. Play something, and there they are. He just does it right off the top of his head.
Do you hear it in your head first and kind of tell him, I want to go with this?
No.
Don't really lead his direction?
I totally work off of him. I don't do anything like that. I go off of him.
Does Ashley, her coming in, this collaboration was already in place. So how has she fit in with this?
It's just, that's the cool thing is that she just fit in with that. I'll be like, Gregory, what you got? And then he'll think for a second, and he'll just start fidgeting around with his guitar, and he'll come up with it, and she'll come right in, and then here I come, you know. So
how did you bring her into this?
Well, she's from Crossville, and I guess a friend of mine knew her cousin, and she was wanting to get into a rock band, so we was like, hey, we'll try that out, you know.
And she was just the right person to fit. I think the last time we talked, you were looking for an artistic drummer, someone that could
something like that, yeah. Something
that would kind of go along those lines. But I think really hearing what she's doing with you guys fits well.
Yeah, we wanted somebody that kind of flowed with us and didn't, like I said, overthink it. I think that overthinking is kind of taking music to trash.
And it was apparent that Dave Grohl definitely was not going to show up, especially after the last time we talked.
He wanted to, but we already found Ashley.
Yeah.
So.
But she's a good fit for what you're doing, and we've got another track of yours that we're going to listen to a little bit later and get into some more with Chimps Hate Laughter tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Catching up tonight with the Chimps Hate Laughter on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Say who you are and what you do in the band.
I'm Steve, and I do voices.
I'm Gregory, and I do the majority of the noises.
The noises. You do the guitar and the bass parts. And then we're short one, your drummer.
Ashley, yeah, she's in Crossville right now. She couldn't make it tonight.
Would you say with the addition of Ashley, you've gone with a little bit more evolution in your songwriting? Because the earlier stuff, as you said, was more simple.
I think the songwriting's still kind of basic, I guess. Mostly melody stuff. I mean, I think I do the same thing, and I think maybe Gregory does too, just like I said, louder, I think.
Well, you've worked up the material. You've been practicing it. You've been working with Ashley. Are you guys still planning at some point to head towards live performances, or are you just sticking with
we would love
jam
to play.
sessions?
We'd love to play live stuff or anywhere and anybody that likes original music, you know.
You had said that you wanted to maybe think about adding another member or two, definitely a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
That was a given. And then from there, maybe consider getting out and playing live.
Mm-hmm.
For now, you've just been focusing on getting the music made.
Well, we'd like to. We don't want to extend ourselves. We don't want to play like 4-hour shows and have to play 3 hours of cover songs or songs that kind of get a rise out of the clubs that are around that I know of. We would just like to get with other bands that's original and interesting and play like a 5-band gig or something. You know what I mean? And play for 45 minutes to an hour of something that's really strong, other than boring somebody for 3.5 hours and then playing for another hour of
working together. Have you worked on doing the whole putting together your show as far as, adding in at least a couple of songs that are not your own? Or
we've got Chocolate Jesus, that Tom Waits song. We have like a Johnny Cash medley tune that we screw around with. Danzig's Mother. We have like a really like a funkyish kind of version of that. Anything that we can. I mean, he'll come up with something, and I'll just throw the lyrics of like Mother to it. But it has to be a different melody and it has to be a different feel. I don't want to. I respect Danzig too much. I would pick myself apart if we tried to sound like somebody. You know what I mean?
As opposed to just pitching it down, you're just going to revamp it a little.
Yeah.
Put your own twist on it. That makes sense.
Be fun with it, because they're cool lyrics and stuff and cool melodies of things that we do. Somebody, if they didn't know the songs, they would think that we wrote it, because it definitely doesn't sound like anything. It doesn't sound like Mother. It doesn't sound like Chocolate Jesus. It sounds like Chimps Hate Laughter. So we have to tell people, no, that's a Tom Waits song.
It's got your own spin on it.
Definitely.
Well, you've written some more songs. I think you said earlier you've got like 100 ideas that you're just blowing through. Your lyrics come from just the moment.
Definitely the moment, the surroundings. Yeah, definitely.
So were you walking by and smelling somebody's hair and you came up with smelling your hair? Or?
I got a little dog.
Okay.
I got a little terrier, and she puts her nose crooked when she smells, or she did when she was a puppy. She was smelling my girl's hair, so I come up with the whole thing off that. Just real quick.
Let me smell your hair. Interesting. Well, you've got that actually up on your Facebook page.
Yeah,
check out a little video for that there. And one of the other songs that you've got that we wanted to talk about tonight, Devil Mask in the Corner.
I got, again, my girl's got a devil mask actually in the corner. And it's, we got a devil mask, like a Halloween mask and a replica of the moon. So just started with that.
Just seen that in the corner, and then here we go. Here's the guitar jump in, and away we go.
Yeah.
Well, away we go. It's Devil Mask in the Corner. Chimps Hate Laughter tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's Chimps Hate Laughter tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. We spoke previously with you guys. You were in the process of looking for somebody, hoping to come across the right person. It seems Ashley has rounded out what you're working on, kind of added that extra element that you were wanting, putting that heavier twist into your music. You are online with this. They can check out your stuff. I mentioned earlier, Facebook. They can follow Chimps Hate Laughter there. You put up little videos, random wanderings.
Gregory does all those. Gregory does all the videos and does all that stuff. Yeah. YouTube, Facebook.
Where all can they see it, Gregory?
YouTube, Facebook. We have Instagram, Reverb Nation, and SoundCloud. I think that's about it.
And that's quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
And best chance to hear a lot of that, of course, is up on the SoundCloud. You guys post things as you're working on it there.
Yeah.
And you are posting updates live from the house.
Yeah.
Just your big jam session studio there. You've got in your massive living room that you guys work on stuff.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, check them out on Facebook. Check them out online. And hopefully at some point, they'll be able to check you out live.
Yeah. If there's any cool bands out there and wants any opening acts, we're the ones, man.
Yeah.
We're original and fun.
Hit them up. It is Chimps Hate Laughter. Thank you guys for coming in to talk with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us in again.
Chimps Hate Laughter tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7.